Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time you're watching my videos, I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. So in this video, we are going to talk about the new moon in Gemini that is happening on June 18, Hong Kong time, 12:37 p.m. and in Eastern time it will be just after midnight on the 18th, 12:37 a.m. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. So let's talk about the energy of this new moon. It's happening in the sign of Gemini with the sun and the moon together conjuncting at the 26 degrees of Gemini. So you can check it out, take a look at your natal chart. Where is that at? And this is where the new moon is happening. So this house is taking that new moon energy for you to maybe set some new intention, plant some new seeds around that house, whatever that house is governing. And maybe this is also about giving you a chance to take a step back and see how Gemini season is for you so far, because ever since we have that Aries solar eclipse, I believe it is at the end of March, the lunation cycle switch. So we will now experience the new moons in the later time of that zodiac season. So right now is towards the end of Gemini season and we're having that new moon in Gemini, and this switch of lunation cycle will continue until next year when we have two full moons happening in Capricorn. So around this whole year until next year around July time, you will always experience the full moon that is happening on the opposite side of that season first, and then towards the end of the season of that zodiac season that we're in, we will experience the new moon in that season. So for now, when Gemini season begins 2 weeks ago, we had our full moon in Sagittarius, the opposite sign of Gemini. Now towards the end of Gemini season, we are experiencing the Gemini new moon, which is happening at the 26th degree in Gemini, so towards the end. So in a way, you can also think about it this way. Every time when we're in this zodiac season, this new moon for the next following year is giving you a chance to take a step back to reflect on how's your season going. How did it go? Now that we're at the end of it, it's time to reflect on it so that you allow yourself some time to evaluate, take stock, and then to set new intention as we wrap up this season for yourself. So I just feel like now that we have that switch of lunation cycle, it gives me that feeling of how we can tune into this lunation's energy as well. So let's come back to this new moon in Gemini. So Gemini talks about the way we communicate with each other, the way we express ourselves, the way we process our mind, process information. It's also talking about our immediate day-to-day environment and surroundings. It relates to education, siblings, and the way we learn our learning. So this new moon happening in the sign of Gemini is giving us a chance to reflect on all these topics as well, so that we can have a chance to set new intentions about them as well. I feel like there's two different ways to look at this new moon. I know that some astrologers really love this new moon, and I almost want to love it, but I still have I think I love it with 90%, but there's like 10% of concern because I just want to be well-rounded and this is just my own interpretation of this lunation, so you don't have to take account of what I said. I'm just sharing with you so you can see if it resonates or not. But I love it because, first of all, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And during this new moon in Gemini, the ruler of this new moon, which is Mercury, is right in the sign of Gemini. So it's a very powerful and beautiful energy that we have the ruler of that lunation being in the sign of that zodiac sign, which is wonderful. We don't always have that. So I love that we have that. And this is such a powerful new moon to really take advantage of this energy to set some real intention with it. Also, because during this new moon, Mercury, which is the ruler of this new moon, in the sign of Gemini, not only that is in its home sign, it's also making a sextile with Venus that is in Leo, and exact, they're both at 11 degrees. So it is really beautiful, right? We have an auspicious energy, having the ruler of the lunation in the sign, and also making a positive, supportive aspect with Venus, the benefic planet, in the sign of Leo. So this is a beautiful, powerful new moon to really set some intention and plant some new seeds, do some spell work or ritual if you want to, right? Surrounding those houses, or see which house is ruled by Gemini. You can also take account to see which house ruled by Leo, because it's making that beautiful sextile. And Venus in Leo really talks about aligning with your heart's desire. And they are supporting each other by doing all those Gemini things, communicating, right? Maybe this is about speaking out your intention. This is about writing, right? This is about because this is about Gemini things. So this is about maybe you sharing that and letting the universe hear by you saying it out loud to the universe, right? Or this is about you journaling, writing, scripting, whatever it is that is related to all this Gemini stuff, right? So in that regards, I love this new moon for us. I mean, we don't always have such beautiful energy. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, I am definitely doing some spell work or ritual around this new moon, because it's just such a beautiful energy. But then I also look at another aspect that is happening with this new moon. That is, the sun and the moon is squaring Neptune in Pisces. So this is a tension. This is a little bit on the tense aspect, right? It's a square energy, so it's a bit tough, right? And when I look at it, it feels foggy. It feels confused. It feels almost delusional. So at the same time, while we have this beautiful, magnificent, supportive aspect, I am also looking at that square energy. I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do with it? Should I still do it? Because there's a chance that when I combine all these aspects and when I look at them, it's like, yes, of course, do what you want. This is just my own opinion again. With this new moon, with the sun and the moon squaring that Neptune, there's a chance of fogginess. There's a chance of not having the clarity, the full picture of what is happening. Because I already see this energy happening. Just last night, my friend was sharing me what is she experiencing. I'm like, oh my god, this is how this can play out. And there's some like he said, she said, there's confusion, there's like conflict going on. It's like, who's right, who's wrong, we don't know. This is exactly what that square aspect is between the lunation and Neptune in Pisces. This can be a tendency of too much, right? Too much is going on. There might be questions, confusion. We might tend to like process too much. We want to think about every single possibilities, outcome, or solution, and some of us can get overwhelmed by this square energy that create anxiety and just like, oh my god, I don't know what is happening, what is going on, I feel lost. And maybe you're just having a migraine and just like, oh my god, I can't think, right? And Neptune talks about our intuition, our subconscious mind. So some of us might feel actually in some way that you are feeling your intuition heighten, right? That you're really sensing some message that you cannot verbalize, but you can feel it. Maybe you can see it in your mind's eyes during your meditation, or sleep, or dreams, right? And this is all these combined together is just a little bit confusing, right? So I would say that if you are truly feeling this, or if something is happening in your life, maybe you're having a tough conversation with a loved one, friends, family, whatsoever, or if you're being in the middle person and then the two of them are just going off at each other, creating like fights or argument or whatnot, the best advice is just try your best to cool it off, right? To take a step back, to take a mental break, right? Get out of your head. If you're finding yourself overthinking too much, try to take a step back, let your mind rest, let yourself rest, and just surrender. Carve out some time and space for yourself to just kind of sit with it, to integrate what is coming up, what's all these about, to allow some time and space to let them process, feel through it, right? Because it's that Neptune energy. And just come back to it later, next week, if you can, if that is possible, right? So on one hand, I would recommend, like, yes, this is so beautiful. We have that sextile with the ruler of this lunation with Venus. Listen to your heart. What does your heart desire, right? Plant that seed. Script, write, set intention, whatever you want to bring in that, to call in or bring in that manifestation, or whatever that it is that your heart desire, that you want for yourself, right? Really do what you want to harness, to make use of this beautiful energy. But with that square, I cannot not tell you to also take account of some possibilities of delay, not having the clarity. Maybe what you want might not come in exactly the way you want it or picture it. There's a chance that there might be a little bit of hiccups or whatsoever. Just there might be an element of surprise that you might not see it just yet, right? But if you want, of course, I mean, this is just my own interpretation. Still do whatever it is that you want, because we do have some supportive energy coming in later. We do already have that Jupiter sextile Saturn in Pisces that is coming in and will be exact in a day or two, and that is a supportive energy to really help you be more grounded, because Saturn, right, and having that Jupiter in Taurus, they're both really grounding energy to really pull you back from that Neptunian world, to come back to the present, to ground your dreams or manifestation into reality, to take inspired action, to go towards them, to bring them into the real world, right? To make it happen. So taking that into account, I would say, if you want to, still do it. But of course, with that almost exact square, also be mindful that there might be an element of surprise, good, bad, I don't know, but just letting you all know what the energy is like, and you can decide how to use it, how to tune into it for yourself. So this is what is happening during this new moon. And also I feel like if any one of you are experiencing some kind of fogginess, experiencing a lack of clarity, I'm sure my friend, the situation she mentioned is really, a bit of confusing, and hoping that more clarity will come in to resolve the situation or issue. That energy will come in. Like I said, we have that Jupiter and Saturn coming in next week, and later on next week when the Sun enters the sign of Cancer to kickstart summer solstice for us, well, in Northern Hemisphere, the Sun in Cancer will start to make trine instead of square energy with other planets. So maybe later on in the next couple of weeks, if you are experiencing, maybe you're having a fight, maybe you're needing to have some kind of tough conversation with somebody, or them to you, whatever it is, or maybe an area of your life is just a bit icky right now, clarity, help, supportive energy will come in the next week or couple weeks. So that is a good news as well. So now let's just take a look at the universe message for us. And I have to say, even the cards are feeling the energy because they are alive too, right? So when I shuffle, it was like everywhere. The cards keep falling out, like not in the usual way. It just like vomit out, like half of the deck just flew out everywhere, and then it took like a long while to finally get them out. And when they came out, I'm like, oh my god, all sorts energy. We have 7 of Swords, we have 8 of Swords, and 4 of Swords. Okay, so all the mental energies, mumbo jumbo energy. So for some of us, clearly you're going through something, maybe in an area of your life, or you're just experiencing some overthinking, overwhelming energy or anxiety or whatsoever that is really up in your head, right? And this new moon might highlight that for you. You might be at the peak of all this overthinking or anxious or overwhelming energy. Maybe you need to attend a lot of things and you're feeling stressed and tired, right? So the cards are here is, if you're feeling this, take a break. This is a sign for you to take a break, get out of your head and just surrender. Okay, yes, it might be tough, it might be confusing, overwhelming, but you staying in that energy will not help the situation. The only way out is to just take yourself out of the situation if you can. Give yourself a break, even if it's just like one day, half a day, few hours. Give some time for your brain to just really relax, step out of it. That is when you will be able to recharge, come back with a clarity, with a clearer mind, more open mind, or more a newer energy, right? And for some, maybe you do need to take a break so that you can find better solution strategy to what you have to attend to. And maybe it is that you needing to let go of your head. Maybe you're just overthinking. Things are not as bad as you think, but sometimes when we're in it, it's hard to take out, right? It's hard to not magnify everything because we feel it, right? We're in it, in that energy. So it's hard to take to not feel it. But once you take yourself out of the situation, then you realize, oh, I can easily unbind myself and just walk through the sorts that I thought I was surrounded by, right? It was easy. But sometimes when you're in the neck of it, it's hard for you to see that. And then from the lunation card, we have a very similar energy. Full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. And yes, sometimes overthinking, stressing, and continuously to have that mental focus on certain things or areas of our life, it can really drain us, right? It can really pull our mind down and pull our mood down. So again, this is a time to just really take yourself out, take a break, and just release and let yourself recharge, right? Let your mind take a break. And then we have full moon eclipse, conclusion are within reach. So this we have 2 full moon energy. So between now until the next full moon, which is in 2 weeks, maybe perhaps this is what universe suggests, to take time out for yourself, right? This next couple of weeks, clarity will come in slowly and slowly, just like the moon. As it gains its brightness and light, more clarity, solution, helpful energy will come in for you. So in the meanwhile, just like this oracle, card 19, flexible. Stay flexible, right? I know it's easier said than done, but also 19 breaks down to a 10, which is then 1. So the cycle is coming to an end. Whatever is happening in your life, the solution is coming in, help is coming in, clarity is coming in. In the meanwhile, stay grounded, just like this person, right? It's very malleable and flexible, you know, doing all this flip and thing, but the hand of this person's are strongly grounded into this egg that is supporting, grounded into the land. So this is also about you having that flexibility. Maybe the situation requires you to be a bit more open-minded so that you can see things from different perspectives to bring in solution and help. So I hope the message helps. Feel free again to comment below. Let me know what is happening. Where is your Gemini house? Where is this new moon happening in your own natal chart? And maybe share with you what's your new moon intention. And if you want to reach out to me to do any consultations or readings or healing sessions, all my information are in the description box below. Connect with me. You can email me and DM me over on Instagram. Follow me there as well. I'm wishing you all lovely day, and I am sending you all new moon blessings and happy new moon in Gemini, and I'll see you in the next video.